Hi! In this video I will show you how to pick up the rest of the stitches for the foot and finish the heel. If you take a look at your flap, you should see little knots along the two sides. There should be as many knots on one side as you had stitches on one needle at the very beginning of our sock. In my case, there are 16 knots. First, we are going to knit all of the stitches on our current needle. Now we start picking up stitches along the side of the flap. Insert your needle into the first knot and pull the yarn through. This is your first stitch. Repeat this for all of the other knots. Now we add one stitch in the corner right before the next needle, otherwise you will end up with a hole in that spot. For that, take a look at the corner. Take the stitches that are below your running thread and pick up two neighboring legs of different stitches with your needle. Now the right leg needs to be twisted like I do here, so that we can now knit both of the legs together. This may look a bit complicated, but if you watch it a few times and then try it, you will see how it works. With this extra stitch, I have now picked up 17 new stitches. The next two needles are only knit stitches. You can also pick up the extra stitch in the corner by just inserting your needle somewhere between the stitches and pulling the yarn through. However, I find that most of the time I will still have a little hole in the corner if I pick up the stitch that way. Now we will pick up the stitches on the other side. This time we will start with the corner, so the first stitch will be again added in the corner to prevent any holes from forming. As before, pick up the two legs below your running thread. twist the first stitch and then knit them together. Since I don't have an extra needle, I will knit this new stitch with my third needle. In the next round, I will transfer the stitch onto the fourth needle where it belongs. The next 16 stitches are picked up by inserting the needle into the knots and pulling the yarn through as we did on the other side. Now that we have all of our stitches, we will knit a few more stitches of our first needle with our last needle until we have the same amount of stitches on both needles. That way we will have the center back of the heel between the first and the last needle. Now we will knit one round of normal knit stitches. Remember to slip the last stitch of your third needle onto your fourth needle, since it is the stitch that we just picked up in the corner in the last round. After this round, there should be the same amount of stitches on the first and the last needle, while the second and the third needle should have the same amount of stitches on them as in the beginning, in my case 16 stitches. In the next round, knit until you get to the last 3 stitches of your first needle. Now knit the next 2 stitches together and knit the last stitch. Knit until you get to the 4th needle. Now start with the knit stitch, slip 1 stitch as if to knit, knit a stitch and pass the last stitch over. Knit the rest of the needle. This is how we decrease. We will alternate these rounds where we decrease with 2 rounds of normal knit stitches. Repeat this group of 3 rounds until there are as many stitches on your first and last needle as there are on your other 2 needles. In my case, I should end up with 16 stitches on each needle. In the next video, we will knit the foot. If you have any questions about this video, please leave a comment below, and thanks for watching!